His Excellency, the European Union Ambassador for the Pacific, His Excellency Sujiro Sim, His Excellency, the French Ambassador, Deputy Head of Delegation of the European Union, Dr. Urja Ayaskola, hopefully I've got that correct. If not, my apologies. The CEO of Investment Fiji, respected CEOs and captains of industry here today, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here to address you and extend a warm welcome to everyone to the launch of the Fiji-European Union and Trade and Investment Forum. Today marks a significant milestone in our journey towards deepening trade relations and exploring new avenues of collaboration between Fiji and the European Union. But before I do that, let me just share with you a story, and this is how small the world has become. Earlier last month, I attended a Indo-Pacific European Union meeting in Sweden. In that meeting, as part of some visitations, we met a few local Fijians. And one of them actually has been in Sweden for 28 years and is actually in film production. And funnily enough, about a week before, I approved the audiovisual CEO from Fiji Film to go and attend the Cannes Festival. And she was going to the same festival. From that meeting, they are now talking about some movie opportunities in Fiji. So this is the type of thing that happens when we connect people together and connect private sector partners together. And I noticed the BPO CEO is here today, and she'll share some of the exciting things that are happening in the BPO sector. I stand here today not only as a representative of the coalition government, but also as an advocate for a great number of entrepreneurs, innovators, and craftsmen who embody the spirit of our great nation. Through Trade and Investment Forum, we aim to showcase the best of Fiji, what we have to offer to our European partners, while establishing mutually beneficial trade partnerships that will propel our economies forward. For Fiji, the European Union has been a vital trading partner, serving as a destination for high-quality Fiji products and services. I must say that despite the impacts of COVID and the pandemic, trade between Fiji and the European Union exponentially increased in 2022 compared to the previous year. The increase was driven by a shipment of sugar to the Netherlands and Italy at a value of approximately 106 million Fijian dollars. In 2022, Fiji earned approximately 132 million of its export revenues from its European Union market, a market which accounts for 10% of Fiji's total exports, stemming from demand which includes sugar, tuna, ginger, and mineral water, of course, Fiji water, who are among some of the top exports that we send out to the European Union. In addition to trade, we recognize the critical role of investment in driving the economic growth of Fiji. The EU has been a significant source of foreign direct investment, supporting the growth of Fiji's industries and infrastructure. At this juncture, just to share some stories with you, I was in Fiji Airways at a time when we were trying to stimulate the tourism industry. And at the end, at that time, Fiji Airways, which was Air Pacific, purchased a piece of land where the Sofitel now stands. And when it came to packaging that whole investment, the European Union stepped in with a bit of funding to actually get that over the line with some cheap funding. And this is the type of thing that's been happening within Fiji and the European Union over the years. At this juncture, I'm pleased to highlight that 14 projects have been registered by EU entities and citizens at a total proposed investment of approximately 68 million between 2021 and 2022, displaying the confidence of foreign businesses to invest in Fiji's potential. These investments have also benefited our people with employment, especially in sectors like services, tourism, wholesale and retail, to name a few. We seek to attract more European investors to seize the immense opportunities available in our vibrant country. This forum provides a platform to facilitate an exchange of ideas, products, and knowledge. In Fiji, the MSMEs continue and hopefully will continue to be the backbone of the Fijian economy and the driving force behind our sustained growth and prosperity. They represent the ingenuity, creativity, and the resilience of our people. This Trade and Investment Forum provides a unique opportunity for MSMEs to showcase what we as a nation have to offer in terms of products and services, resources, and innovations on an international stage, fostering networking, collaboration, and future partnerships. In an era defined by rapid technological advancements and evolving consumer preferences, it is imperative that we embrace and adapt to change. There is a growing need to harness the power of digital transformation, tapping into e-commerce platforms that have cemented its presence in the country. And for that reason, it is important for businesses to leverage technology to expand market reach. An example is Investment Fiji's Fiji Trade Expo website, which showcases over 1,000 products and services from over 70 brands and companies across Fiji. The Fiji government, in collaboration with the European Union, remains committed to providing the necessary support and resources and training to empower our businesses in this digital age, and sustainability remains the core of our vision and economic growth and development. Additionally, as custodians of our environment, we recognize the importance of adopting sustainable business practice that protects the natural resources and promotes responsible production and consumption. Fiji is blessed with an abundance of biodiversity, and it is our duty to preserve and sustainably utilize these precious assets. Through the Trade and Investment Forum, we encourage our local entrepreneurs to showcase their sustainable products and eco-friendly initiatives, inspiring others to follow suit. Talking about the environment, I had the pleasure of attending the Indo-Pacific meeting, as I mentioned, in Sweden. And I was particularly amazed at how rapidly the EU had transitioned and adopted green technology and renewable energy. This is certainly an area that Fiji as a country can benefit and learn from. Additionally, one of Fiji's priorities is our vulnerable communities that have been affected by climate change. There is an urgent need to relocate these communities, and we will be calling on partners such as the EU to continue to assist us in these efforts. This forum represents more than just a commercial endeavor. It embodies the spirit of partnership, collaboration, and shared aspirations, an opportunity for us to expand our trade horizons and foster a greater understanding for each other's cultures and values. Before I close, I do acknowledge the remarks by Excellency Sujiro on the EPA, and hopefully in the not too distant future we can close the gap, particularly on the current blacklisting of the Fiji government. In closing, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all participants and exhibitors and organizers who have contributed to the success of this Fiji-European Union Trade and Investment Forum. Your presence represents the many opportunities that lay ahead of us for a prosperous and sustainable future. Tonight, you will hear stories from Fiji and European businesses, which I hope will enlighten you on the benefits of investing and trading in Fiji. And we hope these stories will inspire you to innovate and explore further. I extend my gratitude to the European Union for its continued support and friendship over the many years. May this Fiji-EU Trade and Investment Forum be a resounding success. Thank you, and Vinakavalev.
The Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Trade, the Honorable Manoa Kamikamica, His Excellency the French Ambassador to Fiji, François-Xavier Léger, members of the Diplomatic Corps, business leaders, leadership of Investment Fiji, thank you for welcoming me in my own residence. It's a pleasure to have you here. Just 3 messages from me to kick off this initial, first of its kind, EU Trade and Investment Forum with Fiji. First, the European Union and Fiji are political and development partners, but people tend to overlook that they're also economic, business, trade, and investment partners. Because the relationship the European Union has with the whole of the Pacific is not only based on values and a political covenant around democracy, human rights, good governance. It's not only based on a strong and committed financial support. And in the Pacific, the European Union, with the delegation here in Fiji, we manage 156 projects worth more than 663 million euros, so we are a development partner. But people tend to forget that we are also economic partners. And I would insist on that, that's my second point. The way we can further develop this economic partnership is really based upon the institutional instruments we have, the economic partnership agreements. Fiji is one of the countries in the Pacific which has an economic partnership agreement with the European Union, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands being the other countries. We're in the process of expanding this network with ongoing negotiations about to be finalized with Tonga, but also Kiribati, also Vanuatu, also Niue, and also Tuvalu. Regrettably, Fiji is the only country which has not ratified, so hopefully, Honourable Minister, Fiji will be in position to soon ratify this economic partnership agreement. But the economic partnership agreement, even though it gives a duty-free, quota-free access to the European Union market, which is the single largest free market in the world, it can only materialize if the private sector here in Fiji does its part. To that effect, the European Union has a host of development projects to assist in economic regional integration. We have 4 projects under the Pacific Regional Economic Integration Support Program on aid for trade, on trade facilitation, on digital economy. But even though we have the framework with the economic partnership agreements, even though we have financial assistance available through the Pacific Regional Economic Integration Support Program, my third point is that the key to really reap the benefits of the trade, business, investment, and economic opportunities offered between the European Union and the Pacific in general, but Fiji in particular, what we need is a platform like the one we launched today. For those of you who know me, you know I was the French ambassador in this country before, and I'm happy to see my successor, François-Xavier Léger, because France has a bilateral forum with Fiji for business. And oddly enough, it didn't exist for the European Union. And that's the only way, really, to provide a platform for the private sector from Fiji, from the European Union, to connect and to do business So that's the purpose of this afternoon's event. It's really to allow you to connect with investors, with economic operators between Fiji, the Pacific, and the European Union to really contribute to growth, jobs, income. Because I've always said, and I will keep saying it, development assistance can only go so far. The real engine for economic growth and therefore the creation of jobs and income is the private sector. So most of you represent the private sector. I will finish here my speech because the purpose of this meeting is really not to lecture you on what we do, but to give you an opportunity to connect, to really make the most of the opportunities which are made available to you through the Economic Partnership Agreement and through the projects we run to favor the development of the private sector in the Pacific and in Fiji.